Hello students, I welcome you all for today's class. I hope everybody are doing good. So before we move on to today's class, let us have a recap of what we learned in the previous class, okay? So first we looked into the biodiversity, followed by habitat, and then we moved on to the unicellular and multicellular organism, and in the last class we saw about unicellular organisms, right? So in unicellular organisms we saw about amoeba, paramecium and euglena. So in today's class, we'll be learning about multicellular organisms, the adaptations in animals, and in adaptations in animals, you'll be learning about the fish, lizard, and birds. Okay, so in adaptation in animals, you'll be learning about fish, lizard, and birds. Okay, so first we'll move on to what are multicellular organisms. Okay, so majority of organisms we see around us including animals are multicellular. So the organisms that are made up of many cells are called as multicellular organisms. Okay, so what are multicellular organisms? The organisms that are made up of many cells are called as multicellular organisms. So these are the pictures of the red blood cells in our body. Okay, so the organisms that are made up of many cells are called as multicellular organisms. Okay, so in such organisms, different functions are carried out by different groups of cells or organs in their body. Okay, for example, jellyfish, earthworms, snails, fish, frog, snakes, pigeon, tiger, monkey, and man. Okay, so in these organisms, different functions are being carried out by different groups of cells or organs in their body. Okay, so these are the gifs of jellyfish, snail, earthworm, and monkeys. Okay, so now we'll move on to the adaptation in animals. Okay, a living thing can survive in a particular habitat if its body is adapted to the conditions of that habitat. Okay, so the plants and animals develop special characteristics or features in their body in order to survive in their habitat, that is the surroundings. Okay, so plants, animals, humans all develop special characteristics or features in their body in order to survive for their surroundings. Okay, so the presence of specific body features for certain habitats enables a plant or an animal to live in a particular habitat is called as adaptation. Okay, so what is adaptation? The presence of a specific body features for certain habitats enables a plant or an animal to live in a particular habitat. Okay, so such behavior is called as adaptation. So the fish lives in either freshwater or marine water. Okay, now let us analyze the adaptations seen in fishes for their aquatic life. Okay, so first we'll see about the fish. So the head, trunk and tail of a fish merge to form a streamlined shape. Okay, head, trunk and tail of the fish combines together to form a streamlined shape. Okay, and the streamlined body shape helps the fish to move through the water easily. Okay, so the streamlined body shape enables the fish to move through the water easily. Okay, and then the fish has special organs called the gills, which is a respiratory organ which helps to absorb oxygen dissolved in water for breathing. Okay, so what is the purpose of gills? It enables the fish to absorb oxygen dissolved in water for breathing, and it is adapted to breathe in water. Okay, so this is the parts of a fish. You could see that beneath the high portion the gill is seen. Okay, so the main purpose of the gills is to observe the oxygen dissolved in water for breathing. Okay, so these are the parts of a fish. You could see that there are scales, dorsal fins, lateral line, caudal fin, pelvic fin, pectoral fin, the gill, mouth, nostril, and eyes. Okay, so these are the parts of a fish. Most of the fishes have slippery scales all over the body, which protects the body. Okay, so most of the fishes have slippery scales, okay, which enables to protect the body. Okay, the fish has fins for swimming. In the previous slide, you saw there were 4 fins, right? The dorsal fins, caudal fins, pelvic fin, and the pectoral fin. Okay, so these fins enables the fish for swimming. Okay, the fish has strong tail which acts as rudder to change direction and keep its body balanced in water. Okay, so the fish has a strong tail which acts as a rudder to change its direction and keep its body balanced in water. Okay, what is rudder? It is the mechanism like steering. Okay, for example, watercraft tiller steering system. Okay, so a flat piece hinged vertically near the stern of a boat or a ship for steering. Okay, so that is known as a rudder. So the fish has a strong tail which enables the fish to change its direction and keep its body balanced in water. Okay, so now we'll move on to the second adaptation in animal, that is about lizard. Okay, so the lizards are the scaly skinned reptiles that are usually distinguished from snakes by the possession of legs, movable eyelids, and external ear openings. Okay, so what are lizards? They are the scaly skinned reptiles. Okay, they are generally distinguished from snakes. They are different from snakes by their possession of legs, movable eyelids, and the ear openings. Okay, so they mostly inhabit warm regions. So they mostly live in the warm regions. Okay, and most lizards are quadrupedal, that is they walk with 4 legs and they have a powerful limb. Okay, so what is a quadrupedal? It is nothing but an organism which moves with 4 legs. Okay, so most of the lizards are quadrupedal and they have a powerful limb. Okay, and some lizards have the capacity to rotate the head around the head joint. Okay, so the lizards have the capacity to rotate its head around the head joint and they breathe through lungs. Okay, so some lizards are able to run bipedally with 2 legs. In this, the tail is held out backward and upward and acts as a counterweight. Okay, so just now in the previous slide we saw that most of the lizards are quadrupedal, that is they walk with 4 legs. But there are certain lizards which are capable to run bipedally with 2 legs. Okay, so in that case the tail is held backward and upward. Okay, and it acts as a counterweight. Got it, students? So most of the lizards are quadrupedal and certain lizards are bipedal. Okay, that is they move with 2 legs. So these are the gifs of lizard. Okay, and most lizards eats a variety of insects like mosquitoes and cockroaches with sharp tricuspid teeth adapted for grabbing and holding. Okay, so most of the lizards eat a variety of insects, for example like mosquitoes and cockroaches. Okay, so in the second gif you could see that a lizard is eating a spider, right? So some lizards like dinosaur have web in the toes and a few lizards are capable to glide or parachute the air and make soft landings. So certain lizards like dinosaurs have web in their toes. Okay, they are capable to glide or parachute the air and make soft landings. Okay, so this is about lizards. So we saw that the lizards are skinny, scaly reptiles that are distinguished from snakes by possession of its legs, eyelids, and external eye openings. Okay, so they mostly live in the warm regions. So most of the lizards are quadrupedal, that is, they walk with 4 legs, and certain lizards can able to run bipedally with 2 legs. Okay, and then we saw that the lizards breathe through lungs and they eat variety of insects like mosquitoes, cockroaches, spider, etc. And some lizards like dinosaurs have web in their toes which enables to glide or parachute the air and make soft landings. Okay, so the last one we'll be learning is about birds in today's session. Okay, so the birds have streamlined body covered with feathers. So the body of the birds are covered with feathers and the body shape provides minimum resistance to air. Okay, since the body shape of the birds provides minimum resistance to air, it is capable of flying. Okay, and then they have beak instead of mouth. Okay, so the birds does not have a mouth, instead they'll be having a beak. Okay, so they breathe through lungs and they have a pair of wings that are modified forelimbs. Okay, so birds have a streamlined body covered with feathers and they have beak instead of mouth. Okay, so they also breathe like lungs and they have a pair of wings that are modified forelimbs. Okay, so the body shape of the birds provides minimum resistance to air. So the birds have hollow and light bones. Okay, usually we see birds flying, however they can hop, move, run, etc. on the ground, and they perch well on the branches of trees with the help of a pair of clawed feet. Okay, so we have generally seen birds only flying, right? But it can also hop, move, and run on the ground. Okay, so with the help of the clawed feet they can perch well on the branches of trees. Okay, so here are some gifs of birds. So the tail of the bird helps it to control the direction of the movement. So the direction of the movement is controlled by the tails. Okay, and they have strong chest muscles which help them to withstand the pressure of the air while flapping their wings during flight. Okay, so the birds generally have strong chest muscles, okay, which enables to withstand the pressure of the air while flipping their wings. Okay, and at a time birds can see one object with one eye and another object with the other eye. Okay, so we call this as the binocular vision. Okay, so birds generally see one object with one eye whereas the other object in the other eye. Okay, so such type of vision we call it as the binocular vision. Okay, that's all about birds, students. We'll move to the last topic in today's session, that is, do you know? So when an animal moves its location as the season changes is said to be migration. Okay, so what is migration? It is the process in which an animal moves its location as the season changes. Okay, so in Tamil Nadu, bird sanctuaries are located at Vedandangal, Kodiyakarai and Kundankulam. Okay, so these are the places where the bird sanctuaries are located, and during summer and drought condition birds from one country migrate to foreign countries and such birds are called as migratory birds. Okay, so these are the pictures of the Vedandangal bird sanctuary. Okay, the birds migrate from one country to another country during the summer and drought conditions. Okay, so such type of birds are called as migratory birds. So what is migration? When an animal moves its location as the season changes is said to be migration, and when birds migrate from one place to another we call it as migratory birds. Okay, so that's it for today's class, students. Now I'll do a recap of what we learned in today's class. Okay, so first we looked into what are multicellular organisms. Okay, so what are multicellular organisms? The organisms that are made up of many cells are called as multicellular organisms. Okay, so in such organisms, different functions are carried out by different groups of cells or organs in their body. Okay, so for examples, jellyfish, earthworms, snails, fish, frogs, snakes, pigeon, tiger, monkey, man are all the examples of multicellular organisms. Okay, and then we moved on to the adaptation in animals. So in adaptation in animals, we saw about birds, lizard, and the fish. Okay, so first we looked into what is adaptation. The presence of a specific body features for certain habitats which enable a plant or an animal to live in a particular habitat is called as adaptations. Okay, so first we moved on to the adaptation of fish. So we saw that the head, trunk, and the tail part of a fish forms a streamlined shape. Okay, the streamlined body shape enables the fish to move through the water easily. And then we saw that the fish has special organs called the gills, which is a respiratory organ which enables them to absorb the oxygen dissolved in water for breathing. Okay, it is adapted to breathe in water. And then we saw the parts of a fish, and we saw that the most of the fishes have slippery scales all over the body which protects the body of the fish. Okay, so the fish has fins for swimming, and the fish has strong tail which acts as a rudder to change the direction and keep its body balance in water. Okay, and we saw the gifs of fish, and next we moved on to the lizard. So the lizards are the scaly skinned reptiles that are usually distinguished from snakes by the possession of legs, movable eyelids, and external ear openings. Okay, so they differ from snakes by the position of their legs, eyelids, and external ear openings. Got it, students? And they mostly live in the warmer regions. Okay, and most of the lizards are quadrupedal, that is they walk with 4 legs and have a powerful limb. Okay, and then we saw that few lizards have the capacity to rotate the head around the head joint, and they breathe through lungs. Okay, so some lizards are capable of running bipedally with 2 legs. Okay, in that case the tail is held upward and backward, which acts as a counterweight. Okay, then we saw the gifs of lizard breathing and eating insects. And then we saw that most of the lizards eat a variety of insects like mosquitoes and cockroaches. And some lizards, like dinosaurs, have web in their toes, and lizards are capable to glide or parachute the air and make soft landings. Okay, and next we moved on to the last topic about birds. Okay, so birds have streamlined body covered with feathers. Their body shape provide minimum resistance to air, and they have beak instead of mouth. Okay, so birds generally breathe through lungs, and they have a pair of wings that are modified forelimbs. Okay, and then they have a hollow and light bones, and we have generally seen bird only flying, right? But birds can also hop, move, run, etc. Okay, and we saw that with the help of a pair of clawed feet, birds can perch well on the branches of trees. Okay, and we saw that the tail of the birds helps it to control the direction of the movements, and they have a strong chest muscles which enable them to withstand the pressure of the air during flapping their wings. Okay, and we saw that at a time birds can see one object with the one eye and the another object in the other eye. Okay, so such type of vision we call it as binocular vision. Okay, so what is binocular vision? Birds can see one object with one eye and another object with another eye. Okay, so such type of vision is called as binocular vision. And then we moved on to the last topic, that is do you know. So in do you know we saw what is migration. So when an animal moves its location from one place to another as the season changes is said to be migration. And we saw that during summer and drought condition, birds from one country migrate to foreign countries. Okay, so such type of birds are called as migratory birds. And these are the pictures of the Vedandangal bird sanctuary. Okay, so that's it, students. I have attached the assignments for you. Kindly write it in your notebook, okay? Thank you, students.